Hello all, in the last video we have seen connected and biconnected components. Now in this video we'll see how to find an articulation point using the depth first spanning trees and all that procedure we'll see. Before that I'll give a small graph and you tell me the number of biconnected components in this graph in order to just bring you confidence in you that you knew about biconnected components. A very small example. Yes, just think about it. You tell me how many biconnected components are there. What is meant by a biconnected components? It is a maximal biconnected subgraph. First of all, I'll take a subgraph. For example, I say this is one biconnected component. Why? I say it is a subgraph. Which is a biconnected subgraph? Yes, it is biconnected. There is no articulation point. Tell me whether it is a maximal biconnected or not. I am saying 2, 3 set is maximal. But if you consider the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, entire graph itself is a single biconnected components. I can say like that. Then it is maximal. Why? Because 2, 3 set is a subset of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct or not? 2, 3 vertex set is a subset of this vertex set. And this vertex set is a subgraph. And it is also a biconnected subgraph. And it is maximal. Since we cannot write this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertex set is a subset to any other vertex set, we cannot write it because all the vertices are included in it, right? If you want to write any other vertex set which is subset of it, you need to write only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any other new vertex set wouldn't be a subset of that. Therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore the entire graph itself is a biconnected component. Yes, now we'll move on to the next topic, today's concept. Before going to today's concept, you need to understand one thing. The traversal path of the depth first traversal or breadth first traversal of a graph results as the spanning tree. What does it mean? Let me take a small example and show you. If you perform a breadth first traversal or a depth first traversal of this graph, of any graph, it results as giving the spanning tree. It means, for example, we'll try to find the depth first traversal of this tree, of this graph. It gives us the spanning tree. For example, I have visited this vertex number 1 first in the depth first traversal. Next I have visited this vertex number 2 in the depth first traversal. Next I have visited this vertex number 3. This vertex which number 4. What does this 3 represents? Vertex 4 is visited third in the depth first traversal path. Next I have visited vertex number 8. Next I visit this vertex again. I come back here. Any other vertices that are unvisited? Yes, here 6, 7 and 8. If we visit the vertices in this path, what is the depth first traversal of this graph? 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 5, 6, 3 and 7. This is the depth first traversal. If you represent this depth first traversal in the form of tree, the resulting we got is a spanning tree. We'll try to draw the tree using this path. 1, 2, 4, 8, 5. Next one is a 6. Next one is a 3. And the next one is 7. If you draw the depth first traversal path in the form of the tree, the resulting tree is a spanning tree. What is a spanning tree? It contains, if the graph has n vertices, it contains only n minus 1 edges. Tell me whether this is a spanning tree of this graph or not. Yes, it has 8 vertices and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 edges, and it is a spanning tree of this graph. You need to understand this. It is this is called as a depth first spanning tree. The tree that is obtained using the depth first traversal of the graph is called depth first spanning tree. We'll use this depth first spanning tree in order to find the articulation points of any given graph. We'll see it now. Yes, we'll take the same example that we have seen previously. For this example, we'll try to find the articulation points of this example graph using the depth first spanning tree. Okay, first of all, okay, there are many depth first traversals possible for this graph. Let me write one of these depth first traversal paths. First, in the depth first traversal, I have visited this vertex 1. Second, I visit this vertex. Third, I visit this vertex. Fourth, I visit this vertex. No other vertices are there. We'll move back. We'll visit fifth vertex as this. No other vertices. Sixth vertex as this 2. Seventh vertex. Eighth vertex. Come back here. Ninth vertex and 10th vertex. What are all these? All these are the depth first numbers. Depth first number of 10. What is it? Is equal to 4. It means in the depth first traversal path, vertex number 10 is visited at 4th place, and the depth first number of 4 is equal to 2. What does it mean? In the depth first traversal path, vertex number 4th is visited at 2nd position, right? Yeah, using this depth first numbers, we try to draw the depth first spanning tree. What is the first vertex visited? 1. Second vertex visited is 4. Third vertex visited is 3. Fourth vertex visited is 10. Okay. Fifth vertex visited is 9. Fifth vertex visited is 9. Okay, I have drawn it. What is the sixth vertex visited? 2. It is also from 3 edge. Seventh vertex and eighth vertex 5. Eighth vertex is 6. Ninth vertex from 5, which is 7. 10th vertex 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. From the depth given a graph, we perform the depth first traversal on this graph and we get the depth first spanning tree. In this depth first spanning tree, we also use a back edges which are useful in calculating the L values of our algorithm. What are these back edges? In the graph, all the edges in the graph are not included in the spanning tree, right? Those edges which are not included in this spanning tree, we represent that edges of this graph using the form of back edges. For example, 1, 2 edge is there in this graph. It is not there in this spanning tree. We represent that edge in the form of back edge. This dotted line represents the back edges, right? Any other back edges are there? Yes, 2, 7 is there in the graph, but it is not there in the spanning tree, depth first spanning tree. We represent it in the form of the back edge. One more back edge, 6 to 5, right? Yeah, 6 to 5, no, it is there. 6 to 5, it is there. 2 to 8, 2 to 8 edge is there, but here 2 to 8 edge is not there in the spanning tree. We represent that edge in the form of back edge. Yes, once we have given a graph, we convert it into the depth first spanning tree and we have given the back edges. Now using this depth first spanning tree, we can easily identify the articulation points. The first thing is, here we identify, here we consider L values for each and every node. We calculate the L values of each and every node, L of u, L of 1, L of 4, L of 3. All these L values are required in order to find whether a vertex is an articulation point or not. But for the root node, we have separate consideration. What is it? The root node of a depth first spanning tree is an articulation point if and only if it has 2 children. If the root node of the depth first spanning tree has 2 children, then we can say that the root node is an articulation point. Other than root node, we have separate procedure. But for the root node itself, if we want to say whether it is an articulation point or not, it should have 2 children. Tell me whether it has 2 children or not. No, it has only 1 child, that is 4. Therefore 1 is not an articulation point. Check in this graph whether 1 is articulation point or not. Removal of 1 along with these 2 edges. Is the graph disconnected? No. Therefore 1 is not an articulation point. Therefore our consideration is correct. Then how can you say for all the remaining vertices whether those are articulation points or not? See, we need to find L values for each and every node, like L of 4, L of 3. We need to find L values for each and every node. When we can say that a node U is an articulation point. U is an articulation point. A node U is an articulation point if and only if U has a child W. U has a child W such that L of W is greater than or equal to the depth first number of U. If at any vertex U, its child W has L value greater than the depth first number of U. What is the depth first number of U? Suppose what is the depth first number of 3? It is 3. But what is the child 10 L value? For that there is a formula. What is L of U? How to find L of U for any vertex? L of U is equal to, yes, you make a note of this formula, L of U. It means the L value of a vertex U is minimum of depth first number of U, comma, minimum of L of W such that W is a child of U, comma, minimum of depth first number of W where U comma W is a back edge. Out of these three values, whichever is minimum, that is assigned as a L value of the particular vertex. You note down this formula and we'll try to solve it for this example. For this depth first spanning tree, we try to solve the L values for each and every vertex. If you observe the formula, if you want to find the L value of a node U, you need to have L value of node W which is a child of U. It means if you want to have L value of 3, first of all you should have L value of 10. It is mentioned in the formula, right? L value of U is equal to L value of W, minimum of where W is a child. For that reason, we don't start calculating L values from root node to bottom. Instead, we use the post order traversal of this tree and we calculate the L values one by one in the post order traversal of this tree. I think you knew about what is the post order, in order and pre-order traversal, right? Given this graph 1, 2, 3, what is the pre-order traversal? Pre-order, first root, next left child, next right child. In order, first left child, then root, next right child. Post order, left child, right child, then root. Or else simply if you want to obtain a post order traversal, keep dots right side of these nodes, start traversing from the root node. First visited post order vertex 2, second visited 3, third visited 1. Therefore 2, 3, 1 is the post order traversal. Similarly, what is the post order traversal for this tree? You try to find out this. What will be the post order traversal of this tree? Starting from here, 10, next 9, 6, 8, 7, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. That is the post order traversal. I am writing here the post order traversal directly. 10, 9, 6, 8, 7. You just try to analyze on your own. 4 and 1. Yes. Using this post order traversal sequence only, we will find the L values of all the vertices, and if at any vertex the child of that vertex L value is greater than or equal to the depth first number of that vertex U, then you can say that U is an articulation point. In order to find out that, we are calculating these L values. Yeah. First of all, 10. What is L of 10? L of 10 is equal to minimum of, in the formula, depth first number of U. It means depth first number of 10. What is the depth first number of 10? 4, comma, minimum of L of W, where W is a child. Do node 10 have any childs? No. Leave it blank. Comma, minimum of depth first number of W, where U comma W is a back edge. From 10, do we have any back edges? No. Leave it empty. Therefore, L of 10 is equal to 4. Similarly, L of 9 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 9. What is the depth first number of 9? 5. Comma. Any children? Does 9 have any children? No. Any back edges from 9? No. Therefore, L of 9 is equal to 5. Next posterior traversal number 6. L of 6 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 6. What is the depth first number of 6? In the depth first traversal sequence, when 6 is visited, 8th. Comma. Does 6 has any children? No. Does vertex 6 has any back edges? No. Both are empty. Is equal to 8. Next vertex in the posterior traversal sequence 8. Therefore, L of 8 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 8, which is 10. Comma. Does 8 have any children? No. Comma. It has a back edge, right? Yeah. No children, but minimum of depth first number of W, where U comma W is a back edge. What is W here? Back edge vertex. 8 to back edge is 2. Therefore, minimum of depth first number of 2, where U comma W is a back edge. Yes, 8 comma 2 is a back edge, and depth first number of W. It means depth first number of 2. What is it? 6. Therefore, minimum of 10 comma 6. L of 8 is equal to 6. Next posterior traversal sequence number 7. L of 7 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 7. What is the depth first number of 7? 9. Yes, 9 comma minimum of L of W, where W is a child of U. What is child of 7? 8. What is L of 8? L of W, where W is a child of U. For 7, W is 8. Since 8 is child, what is L of 8? L of 8 is 6, comma. Any back edges from 7? Yes, back edge is there. Depth first number of that back edge. What is it? 2. What is the depth first number of 2? Back edge 6. Therefore, 9 comma 6 comma 6 minimum value is 6. Next depth first number. Next posterior traversal sequence 5. L of 5 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 5. What is the depth first number of 5? 7, comma. 5 has 2 children, 6 and 7. 6 comma 7. L of W, where W is a child of U. What is L of 6 and L of 7? L of 6 is 8. L of 7 is 6. Here itself it is taking minimum. Here also it is taking minimum. Minimum of 8 comma 6 means 6 here, comma. Does node 5 has any back edges? Node 5 has any back edges? No. Therefore, this minimum, the formula, this part is empty. No back edges for the node 5. Therefore, the minimum of 7 comma 6 is 6. Therefore, L of 5 is equal to 6. Next posterior traversal sequence vertex is 2. L of 2 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 2. What is the depth first number of 2? 6. Any children for node 2? Yes, 5. What is the L value of 5? First depth first number of 2, 6. L value of 5, 6, comma. Does node 2 has any back edges? Yes, one back edges. What is the depth first number of this back edge? 1, 1. Therefore, L of 2 is equal to 1. Minimum of 6 comma 6 comma 1 is 1. Next posterior traversal sequence vertex 3. L of 3 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 3. What is depth first number of 3? 3, comma. Does 3 has any children? Yes, 10, 9 and 2. 3 children's L values. Minimum of these 3 children's L values. What is L value of 10, 9 and 2? 10, 4, 9, 5. L value of 2, 1. Therefore, minimum of these 3 will be 1, comma. Does node 3 has any back edge? No. Therefore 1 and 3 minimum value is 1. Therefore L of 3 is 1. Next posterior traversal sequence vertex 4. L of 4 is equal to minimum of depth first number of 4, 2, comma child's L value, minimum of children L value, only 1, therefore it will be minimum. 1 child 3, its L value of 3 will be 1, comma no back edges for 4, therefore L of 4 is equal to 1. And the last and final vertex, root vertex, we need not find the L value for the root vertex, right? In order to say the vertex root is a articulation point or not, we need to check this condition. If the root vertex, if the depth first spanning tree has 2 children, then it is an articulation point. By using all these L values, now check whether any node's child L value, it means if a node U we are talking about, its child L value W, L value of W should be greater than or equal to that node's depth first number. Can you tell me any node like that? If you observe in the graph, for vertex number 3, what is the child's L value? Vertex number 10. Child L value of 10 is 4. For 3, child 10 has 4 L value, which is greater than or equal to depth first number of 3. Depth first number of 3 is 3. Therefore, U 3 is an articulation point. The first articulation point you can say it as 3. Since the children of 3, which is 10, has L value greater than the depth first number of 3. Any other have you found out? Vertex number 2 is also an articulation point because the children 5 has L value which is greater than or equal to the depth first number. For example, you consider here vertex number 5, child 6. What is the L value of 6? L value of 6 is 8. L value of 6 is 8, which is greater than or equal to the depth first number of 5, which is 7. Therefore 5 is also an articulation point. You consider vertex number 2, the child 5. What is the L value of 5? 6, which is greater than or equal to depth first number of 2 is also 6, greater than or equal to, satisfies. Therefore 2 is also an articulation point. Therefore 3, 5 and 2 are the articulation points of this given graph. If you have given this graph to the algorithm, our algorithm builds this depth first spanning tree and finds out the L values for each and every vertex, and at any vertex the children's L value is greater than the depth first number of that vertex. We can say that that vertex U is an articulation point. Now we'll see how our algorithm, what is the algorithm for finding this articulation point. It is a recursive algorithm. We'll see it now. I'll take a small example in order to explain the algorithm. This is the graph. We need to find the articulation points of this graph. I have converted this, it means I have taken the depth first traversal sequence of this graph and I got the depth first spanning tree for this graph, right? Now we'll move on to the algorithm. How our algorithm will find the articulation points of this small graph. Our algorithm starts with art is an articulation function name U comma V. Here U represents any vertex and V represents the parent of that vertex if it has any parents, and the initializations are the depth first number. The DFN is an array of all the vertices which is initialized to 0 initially, and also NUM is a global variable. Num is also a global variable which is initialized to 1. That's all. Those are the initializations of this algorithm, and the first call to the algorithm is on the first vertex in the depth first spanning tree. Articulation of 1 comma V is the parent of 1. Since it has no parent, the first function call will be articulation of 1 comma 0. It is a recursive algorithm, so we'll try to form a recursion tree in order to analyze this algorithm. What is this articulation function doing? First of all, depth first number of that vertex 1, u. U here means articulation of 1 comma 0. U here is 1 and v means 0. Therefore dfn of u, the depth first number of 1 is equal to number. Number is initially 1. Okay. L of 1 is also number, is also 1. Next what they are doing, num plus plus. Therefore num is modified. The global variable number is 2 now. For each vertex w adjacent from u, adjacent to 1, which is 2. Okay. If the depth first number of w, if the depth first number of 2 is 0, yes, initially it is 0. Now we have modified the depth first number of 1 to 1 here, right? Yeah, 1. For 2, depth first number of 2 is 0, which is adjacent from 1. Okay, then what we need to do? We need to call an articulation function recursively again. Articulation of 1 comma 0 is executing. The execution is disturbed by this function call. It has pending statements. Articulation of 1 comma 0 has pending statements. Before executing those pending statements, our control start executing this articulation function again. Since it is a recursion, articulation of w comma u, here w is 2, which is adjacent to 1, 2 comma u. U means what is the parent of 2? 1. Okay, 1. Articulation of 2 comma 1 is called initially. Here also in this function call also, and depth first number of 2, here u means now 2, right? U comma v, u means 2 now. Therefore depth first number of 2 is equal to num. Num is 2 and L of u is equal to num. L of 2 is equal to 2 and also number plus plus, right? For each vertex w adjacent from u, each and every vertex adjacent to 2, we need to consider what is the first adjacent vertex 3. Firstly, what it is doing, depth first number of 2 is 2. First of all, into modify it, right? Yeah. What is the adjacent vertex for the 2, 3 and 4? If the depth first number of w is 0. For 3, we are considering now, first of all, for the first iteration, depth first number of 3 is equal to 0. Yes, it is true. Then call the articulation function again, w comma u. Pending statements even for this function call also. Articulation of w is vertex adjacent to 2, 3 comma u means 2, 3 comma 2. Again in this function call also, those 3 initializations are common. Depth first number of 3 is equal to number, L of 3 is equal to number, and the number is plus plus. Yeah. For each vertex w adjacent from u, what are the vertices adjacent for u for double 3? Only 2. 2 is the only adjacent vertex, right? Yeah. For that case, if the depth first number of w is 0, depth first number of 2 is 0, is it true? No. Depth first number of 3 is also, we have updated 3. Yes. If the depth first number of 2 is 0, is 2 0? No. Therefore control comes out of this if loop, else if w is not equal to v. W means 2. For 3, only adjacent vertex w is 2. Is 2 not equal to v? 2? No. Even this is false. Therefore this function call execution is finished. It comes back here. What are the pending function calls at articulation of 2 comma 1? At articulation of 2 comma 1, this is the pending statement. Now L of u is equal to minimum of, it means L of 2 is equal to minimum of L of u, already it is 2 comma L of w. What is L of w? Child value L3, which is 2. Therefore L of 2 is unchanged, 2 only. Control comes back here again. For each vertex w adjacent from u, while calculating 2, 3 is finished. Now adjacent is 4. With 4, if the depth first number of 4 is 0, w is 0 means 4 is 0. Yes, it is 0, correct. Then what we are doing, we are calling the articulation function of 4 comma 2 again. Even these three statements are same. Depth first number of 4 is equal to 4, which is number, and L of 4 is equal to 4, num is equal to 5. Yeah, in this articulation function of 4 comma 2, for each vertex W adjacent from U, what is the vertex adjacent to 4? Only 2. If the depth first number of 2 is equal to 0, no, depth first number of 2 is not equal to 0, control comes here. Else if W is not equal to V, which is W only, W is not equal to, is it correct? No, it is not correct. But for the vertex 4, it has also one more adjacent vertex, which is 1, in the form of back edge. Yes, for each vertex W adjacent from U, if the depth first number of this back edge vertex 1 is 0, no, even this is false, control comes here. Else if W, this time W will be adjacent vertex back edge 2, back edge 1, is 1 not equal to V, which is 2. Yes, it is not equal now. Is 1 not equal to now? Now we need to calculate the L value again. What is L value of U? L value of 4 is equal to minimum of L of U. Already L of 4 is 4 comma depth first number of W. What is depth first number of 1? Which is 1 comma 1. Therefore L of 4 is equal to 1 now. L of 4 is 1, L of 2 is 2, L of 3 is 3. Right? Yes. All the adjacent vertex calculations is finished. Now this function call got executed completely and the control comes here. What are the pending statements for articulation of 1? While calculating articulation of 1, articulation of 2 is called. This function call completely entirely finished. Now L of 1 is equal to minimum of L of 1 is 1 comma L of W adjacent vertex 2. What is its L? 2 only. Therefore L of 1 is 1. Now we have L of 1 as 1 and L of 2 as 2, L of 3 as 3 and L of 4 as 1. Right? Now you tell me, for example, if I consider vertex 2 as U and its child W as 3 comma 4, whether the L value of 3 or L value of 4 is greater than or equal to depth first number of 2. What is depth first number of 2? First of all, depth first number of 2, we got it as 2. What is the L value of 4? 1. Is 1 greater than or equal to 2? No. But what is L value of 3? 3. Is 3 greater than or equal to 2? Yes, 3 greater than or equal to 2 condition satisfies. Therefore, the children L value is greater than the depth first number of that particular node 2. Therefore, 2 is an articulation point. 2 has 2 children, 3 and 4. But if at any child the L value is greater than depth first number of that particular node, then 2 is an articulation point. By this algorithm, this is the recursion tree we got, and we got the conclusion 2 is an articulation point. Just check this graph whether 2 is an articulation point or not. Yes, removal of 2 along with these 3 edges, 3 becomes disconnected from this graph. It is correct. We have seen an algorithm for calculating the articulation points using the L values.